Okay, hi everybody. Good day, morning, evening, afternoon, night, whichever one is appropriate. My name is Ayo, and this is the May retrospective all ends of the Deepfunding All Circles community. And it's so nice to have you guys here. We will be having the retrospective. But before we get started, we'd like to quickly warm up, 5 minutes. Priscilla has 5 minutes ice breaking for us to do. I think it's summer, so all ice should be broken. So Priscilla, please have at it.
Hey guys, welcome once again. Thank you, Ayu. So for our icebreaker today, we are having a little riddle that will read out to everybody to give me like an answer. So if you know the answer to the riddle, you just put it in the chat and then we pick it up from there. Is that okay? I would like to see an emoji so I know that everybody is present for this icebreaker. Nice, 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 nice. Okay, so first riddle. Hope you're all ready. I speak without a mouth and hear without ears. I'm trying to share my screen. Can you guys see my screen?
Not yet.
Is it
Okay.
visible?
It's coming on.
Okay. Is it better now?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. I speak without a mouth and hear without ears. I have nobody, but I come alive with wind. What am I? So you could answer the first one. Second one, what is so fragile that saying its name breaks it? That's the second riddle. Third riddle, I'm always running, but I never walk. I have a face, but no eyes. You can't stop me, but you can waste me. What am I? So these are the three riddles. You could give answer to any. Then we could see those who get the answer correct. So any answers so far?
Yeah, we've been putting answers in the chat.
In the chat. Ooh. Eugene said echo. Echo for the first one. Yeah, Eugene, you're right. You're right. You're right. Time for the last one. It's true, Eben. Time. Okay. Silence. Emmanuel says silence for the second one. Echo for the first one. Hi, Tommy. Silence, 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 and clock. Tommy, silence for which one, please? Okay, Arabella says echo for the first one. That's nice. Actually, you guys are all correct. Because if you are wasting time, it makes sense. It makes sense that I'm always running, but I never walk. I have a face. Time has a face, right? Where we have summer, we have winter, it has a face. But no eyes. It doesn't have an eye. You can't stop me. You can't stop time, but you can waste it. Yeah. So well done, guys. Well done, well done, well done. And thank you for participating. Ayo, the floor is yours.
Okay. Thank you so much, Priska. That was quite interesting. So I started thinking, I can't focus on these riddles. I need to put my mind into hosting this call. It looks like it was going to take all of my bandwidth. So I only mentioned the one that jumped at me, and of course, I can always do the age-old long strategy where when somebody posts the answer, I just copy and paste it, and it looks like we're all thinking about it. Well, I didn't do that. I just shared what was on my mind. So we will go right into it. Miriam, please, if you can help me pull the link for the report. I shared it in the all circles, in the coordinators group. I also shared it in the event circles. So please, if you can find it, please share in the chat so that people can also read along.
Okay.
Right. We tried to not project the report so that we can have our faces to see in the call like this. And I'm looking for Oscar in the call. Oscar, are you in the call? Because this is for balance. For for balance, you are the biggest masquerade at the last retrospective, so it's only fair that you are the smallest in this one. So I mean, and I'm sure you like that. I mean, so that you get to come first today, and as reward for presenting last at the last retrospective. So if you're ready, let me know. And if you would like me to share screen, would you share screen from your hand? Do you want me to? Because I mean, I think you have some special things to present, right? But not necessarily in the
Yeah,
reports.
I'll be presenting some reports. So I would like to share on my end.
Okay. All right. 1 second. And now you can share.
Okay. Yeah, a minute. So, hello everyone. So today we are going to have a walkthrough of our performance metrics for May 2025. So we'll focus on the 3 core channels, which is the Deepfunding website, the Twitter page, and the LinkedIn page as well. So we'll be comparing this month's performance against the 11-month average from May 2024 to April 2025. So the first visualization we are going to have a look at is a bar chart of May 2025 as against the 11-month average. So this chart over here gives us a clear side-by-side comparison of certain key metrics on the website. So we saw major growth in the event count and the new users too as well. First visits also rose significantly. So this is a sign that we attract fresh traffic. The dashboard interactions also jump, signaling a high user retention and exploration. The next chart we're going to have a look at is the divergent bar. So this is going to show the percentage change. So over here, we can see the same data, but from a growth lens. The dashboard usage saw a 142% increase. The first visits rose 72%, but over here, there's one concern. The average engagement time user dropped by 21.7%. So this tells people that people visited more, but they stayed less, which we'll need to investigate further. Over here, we are going to have a chart showing the new users versus the returning users. So new users almost doubled, jumping from an 11-month average of 4,352 to over 7,500 in May. Returning users also saw a notable boost. So this shows a growth on both fronts, which is the acquisition and the retention too as well. Okay, so now let's have a look at the user interactions on the key proposal pages by login status. So this visualization breaks down who's interacting with our proposal pages, which is the logged in and versus not logged in. So most traffic to all RFPs and RFP ideation came from logged in users. I mean, this is great. It means our core features are being used by authenticated contributors. This is so because, I mean, whenever you want to submit an idea or proposal, you need to be logged in. The only way that you can interact with the ideation page is by voting or by just viewing some ideas. That is when you're not logged in. So now for Twitter, we'll have a breakdown of the engagement by content theme across weekdays. The Twitter content themes perform differently depending on the day. AI for Peace does best on Thursdays. Singularity Net dominated Fridays. So we can now schedule posts more strategically based on these patterns. Over here, we can see that on Tuesdays, we had low interactions over here. I think Wednesdays too as well. But the main driving force were Thursdays and Fridays.
Oscar, sorry, sometimes it seems you break off a little.
Hello, is it clear now?
Yeah, maybe just stay close to the to your mic or something. Yeah, but
Okay,
thank you.
sure. Is it better?
Yes.
Yes. So I said the higher interactions happened on Thursdays and Fridays, as you can all see here. We had low engagements on Tuesday specifically, which I think we'll need to look into what contents were posted and how further users interacted with posts from Tuesday. Okay, so this is a line chart showing the weekly views and engagement trends. So week 19 was our strongest. I think it will be likely due to a campaign overlaps. So views spiked to over 9,061 with over 200 engagements. It validates the timing of our content best too as well. And overall, you can see that there's like a flat line. So, I mean, you can see that people were not actively engaging. There was not a specific spike. So we'll need to have a look further as well. We are now going to have a look at the engagements per 1,000 impressions. So this focuses on content quality over volume. Hiring and AI for Peace content delivered the best engagement per impressions. Singularity Net had the highest reach, but relatively low efficiency. I mean, other things aside these three things also contributed to 43.3%. Now let's have a comparison of the long versus the medium length LinkedIn post. Long posts outperformed across all metrics. It yielded higher engagement, higher click-through rates, and greater impressions. This clearly shows our audience prefer detailed, in-depth updates. Over here, we are having a look at a line chart of the daily engagement trends. So engagement fluctuated throughout the month. We saw spikes on May 1st, which is over here, and also May 5th too as well. So these may correspond with key announcements. I mean, worth mapping it to our content. So there wasn't any consistent growth. It was just up, down, up, down, up, down. So as I said, we will need to reevaluate our content strategies too as well. So finally, this is a heat map showing the weekday and week distributions. So engagement was strongest on week 1, as we can all see here, especially Thursdays and Fridays too as well. So this heat map helped us pinpoint exactly when engagement peaked and adjust future post schedules accordingly to us as well. So we can see on week 4 on Thursdays, I mean, no engagement. Same with week 3 on Mondays, week 3, Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. But Thursdays on the first week had 13.1, which signals a very high engagement. Okay, so in conclusion, I mean, May marked a meaningful step towards defunding digital engagement journey. So we saw encouraging growth in traffic, audience reach, and also user interaction across our core platforms. But as we all know, growth alone isn't enough. So our analysis revealed that while users are arriving, we need to work harder to keep them engaged as well and convert their attention into sustained participation also. So there are clear opportunities to refine our content strategy to better leverage our strongest channels and address the subtle gaps in retention and engagement depth. Thank you. So I'm open for any questions as well.
Oscar, your last sentence was tapered out.
Come again.
Your last sentence was kind of not audible.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes. So I said with what we have provided as a circle, I mean, there are clear opportunities to refine our content strategy, which will better leverage our strongest channels and address the subtle gaps in retention and engagement depth. Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much, Oscar. Yeah, Sonny with the hands. Please go for it.
Okay, I think I have the question to Oscar. Oscar, can you explain what is the content during the first week of May on Thursday, and then during the weekend of the first week until Monday? Because it's very quite interesting. So it'll be you get the high interest engagement, right? After
Yeah.
that, it's after Monday, and then you'll go down again. But mostly there is the some look like the very interesting topic in the first week of May. So what's the topic during that one?
With it, you mean the topics that people didn't interact with, the engagements on the first week?
Yeah, this one is what we share in the LinkedIn during that one, during this one, the pic. It's been look like the audience is have very interested with that one, with the topic itself.
Yes. So I have a detailed report that I made for the marketing circle. It contains all those posts. I mean, this is just like a brief overview of whatever that happened. So if you are interested, I will share that report with you so you go through, so you know exactly what posts that didn't
Yeah.
have
Yeah,
engagement.
because I'm also making this one right in LinkedIn. Basically, they the audience in LinkedIn if have the some interested related to the some topic, because I have make the video or some with the AI thing, and suddenly we get jumping of the in some in 1 week or 3 days. After that we know, oh, okay, so mostly the audience is like with this type of the the topic, something like that. Okay, anyway, you can share with me. Thank you.
Okay, sure.
All
Anyone
right.
else?
Thank you, Sonny. So there's Kojo in the chat says, do we have a sentiment analysis of replies to posts on X and LinkedIn?
No, not yet. That's what I'll be working on next.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Oscar.
You're welcome.
I do not see any hands up, so we can move forward.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think I want to call the event circle. Priska, you.
We are here. We are here. Hope you guys are ready for me. My report is long, so you guys should sit up tight and wait. So for the event circle, this month we have some things planned up, but most of the things we had this month were normal things we were doing previously. So it was with our community hub. We worked closely with the data analytics and review circle to improve like how our community have shared their updates, and together we created a new reporting form and tested it ourselves as well. And it was really useful and smooth for the community hubs. We built a process for the reviewers to easily have a document where they could put like a monthly assessment of what the hubs have been all about. And so we will be looking at ways in which we could have a full report about the hubs on the coming months. So you guys should stay tuned for that. And for our onboarding side, so we were able to onboard some few hubs. We joined forces with the review circles to select and onboard new reviewers for the community hubs. We walked them through the process, shared helpful documents, and also hosted our first call with them. reviewers. Oh, so we have the reviewers being able to have like access to the community hubs, offering support as they get comfortable on how to go about like hosting their events and all that. For our Deepfunding, for representing Deepfunding out in the world, we had our first X-Space experience with our dearest coordinator, Rafael Cardoso. He was the one that had the session with this Asian community, and we were talking a lot about AI and Web3, and he was live, and it was really nice hearing him talk about Deepfunding to the larger community on Twitter. And finally, we were able to have the Deepfunding lab event that happened last week, and I'm sure most of you were present, so you saw all the magic we did in there. And we'll continue to have such sessions occurred per time when there's Deepfunding staff deem it fit to have such events again. So yeah, for us, this is basically what happened this month. And stay tuned, we have an X-Space live event coming soon, maybe latter part of this month or early next month. So you guys should stay tuned. We'll send you guys the link to join us and support Deepfunding. Thank you.
Thank you, Priska. Thank you so much. Okay, Sonny, do you have a question for Priska? That was a lighter note.
I think
Okay.
everybody is cool with what I've said, so no question.
Yeah, questions are also indications that people are cool, they like it and want to know more, or that they're interested. So I would be worried if I presented and people have no questions. So Priska, I want to get you worried. I mean, on that logic, you have to agree to that logic. Okay, I do not see any hands for real. So Priska, you did a great job. All right, so let's move on. Can we have review circle? Slate Kouassi, who would be presenting for review circle?
Yeah, I can.
Never know. You never know when I'll call you, so be engaged, be prepared, because it might just be your turn. That's the style that we are using today. Slate, all right, please go ahead. I'm sharing screen. Is that all right, or you want to share separately?
Yeah, it's fine. I'll read from there.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll go through the report for review circle for the month of June. We worked on quite some ends for this month, and our first point it says the onboarding of a new coordinator, and that's Igu, as I mentioned, and he's joining Review Circle as a third coordinator for the Review Circle. He has an exceptional background in education and management, and he has also started working from this month, and yeah. We also made an announcement in the All Circles channel, and yeah, looking forward to him contributing to Review Circle and further. Then we have point number 2, working with events and community hubs. We are working with the event circle to make evaluations of the community hubs on a monthly basis and half-yearly basis. And for that purpose, we worked upon automations and also the forms, as Priska mentioned, and also the onboarding of reviewers to review these type of milestones, monthly milestones. Then we have the third point, which is special teams projects follow-up. This team was we created a special team in Review Circle, like a separate team, consisting of 1 or 2 members who carried out the project follow-up to get in touch with the inactive teams and trying to follow up with them. And afterwards, this process is almost near to completion. And after this is done, we'll make a automated process to send emails and follow up with the awarded teams, whomever haven't submitted any milestones for a long time, or who haven't been in touch with the review circle for quite some time. And then we have point title number 4, which is special teams report template standardization. This is another special team that we created this month. This team is working upon creating a more organized, a more detailed, and a good template, a review report template for milestone report submissions. And in this template, we are also trying to embed analysis. So there's some scoring given to each milestone deliverable in the reports, so we can later on make analysis on this as well. And this is almost near to completion as well. Then we have point title number 5, that's task management review. Okay, this is, I believe it's from Egu, if Egu wants to.
Okay. Hello, guys. I'm Egu. So the task management review was a plan we, the coordinators of the review cycle, came up with to help allocate resources and time effectively to our special task team. So it includes a bunch of steps where we, the reviewers, once we want to assign a task to any special team, we look at the scope of that particular task, the time that will be required for that particular task. We have a discussion with the team that will be undertaking the task to understand their availability and also to allocate times and resources to them. Then, I mean, once they're done with the particular task, we have something called the evaluation and feedback report, where we get views from our members or the people undertaking the task as to what we did wrong or what we did right, the things that were serving as obstacles in the course of the project. This will help us to effectively come out with much more quality product like we've always been doing. Yeah. That's it.
All right, Slate. Any final words on presentation?
Yeah, and we have a lot of things with the CRISP stuff. So we select the team to participate on CRISP. The two specialists, technical specialists, and the other. I think I forgot to put it. And we have more 5 to work in the first filter. So we start this discussion with the team, try and work with the team for information and etc. So we're in good path for this too. And the thing about the collaboration with the Evenement Circle, I think it's very productive. I'm very happy to work with the Evenement Circle guys. They bring us a lot of feedback, positive feedback. So thank you for this collaboration, guys. And I hope you can do this with other circles too. So you're here, guys. So if you need something for us, let's send a message. Thank you, Cardoso team.
All right. Thank you, Slate, Kwasi, and Paulo. Paulo, good to see you. All right. Any questions for the review circle team? Okay, Andrea, would you like to go for marketing circle?
Yeah.
Just marketing circle now. I'll call you back for dev outreach.
Okay.
we're alternating between genders, so
yeah.
All right.
Okay, thank you. Can you hear me well?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay. So for the marketing circle, one of the new initiatives that we, you can see the numbers of the social media or the metrics are a little low. So we came up with a new strategy. So a few months ago, 3 members of the circle, Priscilla, Robel, and Abdul, collaborated on a content analysis across Telegram, Twitter, YouTube, and LinkedIn. And now Oscar is helping delivering a monthly analysis, which is great because we have a lot of work to do, and sometimes none of them have time to work on the analysis. But this analysis that Priscilla, Robert, and Abdul worked on led us to identify some ideas and strategies to help each platform to grow more effectively. So this process shows us that we need to understand our target audience behavior better. And for that, we had Gael, who's the new content reviewer. I presented him the last time. He conducted an audience research and identified 2 main audience segments. So some of the audiences that he identified are startups, developers, researchers, academics, and the community, reviewers, mentors, and others. So now we are developing a new content strategy. We've been working on that for a few months already, but now it's set up, and we actually have a new content calendar, which is the next point. So after this analysis that we made together, we are 6 people in the team who are working on the strategy. We decided to come up with a new content calendar. So this is going to help us plan and manage the posts more efficiently. Gael helped us to work it out. And this is going to help us identify what to publish, when to publish it, and where it should go. Because we have different social media platforms, and that means we need different content depending on our target audience and the platform that we are distributing the content. So the calendar includes dedicated columns to track tasks, deadlines, which is also really important because in the past months, it was a little complicated to follow up with tasks, and the deadlines sometimes weren't accomplished. So this is a really good point that will help us to follow up with tasks, the status, and it includes the document, the links to the documents. Also, we have the publish, a little up, please. more, there, thank you. Okay, so we have the publishing dates, the platforms links once they are published, because we also need to keep track on that. Since we now have a new strategy and a new content calendar, it is important to have specific days when we post different content depending on the target audience, and also the times. So we have we are still on the process of trying out what content is serving more, what content is engaging more people, and that's gonna take time. It's not like we have the magical solution right now, but we have a base, and that base is the target audience, the analysis, and this analysis that Oscar is providing every month. So to keep the calendar up to date and running smoothly, different responsibilities have been assigned to the team members. So one person is in charge of filling out the document with the assigned tasks. Another is responsible for adding the links to the published posts. And the third is following up on assignments and progress. In that way, we can coordinate better when these posts are being published, and when we are delivering, if we are delivering on time, if we need to work on that, etc. So we can scroll a little down, please. Thank you. And finally, we decided to implement the new strategy, and it's essential to track what we publish, assess audience engagement, and generate insights that help us refine our approach. That's the reason we decided to hold regular weekly calls to evaluate what's working in our content strategy. As I mentioned, it's not the magical solution. We need to keep track of what's happening and then improve every month. These meetings give us a dedicated space to reflect, adjust, and continuously improve the quality, consistency, and relevance of our content. And these calls are going to help us to stay aligned as a team, remain responsive to data and feedback, and ensure that our content continues to support our goals. And that's it for the marketing circle.
Thank you. Yeah, Deepfunding has a question for you.
Okay.
Deepfunding, please go ahead.
Who is it, Deepfunding?
I have to assume, I have to call people by their names, right?
Okay.
And I think you're still muted.
Sorry, I was talking, but I was muted. I didn't know that I was logged in as Deepfunding. It's very weird, but I'll log out and log in again. Great perspective to have this content calendar. I really love it. It's a step towards further professionalism, I think, so kudos. I was just wondering, is that content calendar available outside of the marketing circle for all circles, or even the general public? I wouldn't mind having at least a quick look at it, just out of curiosity.
Sure. We can share with everyone, for sure.
All right, thank you.
It's a living document as well, so we are still making some changes on the way, because we don't know if it's going to work well, if we need to add more columns, if we need to remove columns. So it's something that we are working out and could probably change, but that's the thing. It depends on the strategy and how it grows and how we continue with the goals and stuff like that. So
I hope it will never stop changing. That sounds like a very healthy thing. Thank you.
Thank you.
I agree. Deepfunding deserves to know what content you are posting on behalf of the Deepfunding community. Okay, Paulo, please go ahead.
Hello, Andrea. Hi, everyone. I'm usually always working on the process, the review circle, and I'd like to ask you a question, because you're point 1, point 3. For me, it seems very close to the analytic circle objectives, and how you mentioned in the beginning of your first point. I'd like to know, how do you think to create the synergy, this process? For example, to analytic circle, not only give you data, and you not only have this, how do you think how to work on this strategy? Because, for example, the third point is talk about this weekly meeting. And do you think to integrate the analytical circle inside this meeting, because they will bring the data? And what's your next points on this? What do you think?
Okay, so we are right now implementing the content strategy, which includes, so we have 2 main target audiences. In these target audiences, we have different like niches, if you know what I mean, like narrowed audiences. So now we are deciding, like every week, we decide what content would be interesting and engaging to these different target audiences. And because Gael, I don't know if he's around here, if he wants to say anything, he's welcome to open his mic. But Gael has been working on that, and he has a really strong background in marketing. So he's helping with the part of how to engage, right? Like what questions are we asking our community? So now you will see a change in the message that we are sending. Now we are trying to get people comment and get involved with the content, but we are just starting. It's been like 2 weeks since we started, and because we've been working on the analysis and the strategy and all of that. So hopefully soon we will see some like answers. We will see some changes in the social media platforms, and but we will keep you updated.
No, just to simplify my question is, are you willing to have the analytical circle with you in this analysis process? And because you can have new posts, but the feedback come from analytics. So my question is, how do you connect the both? If you have, this is the question. Okay. Sorry, I understand myself. So
yeah, well, Oscar is helping us to do the monthly analysis. As I mentioned before, members of the circle were helping with the analysis. But since analytics have more information and maybe they are more specialized in that, now Oscar is helping us to do that. And we have these weekly calls where we are going to review the analysis and come up with new ideas, discussions, and stuff like that. So yeah, we are working with the team as well, but that's as far as we have gone. Did I answer your question?
Yeah. Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
I think Gael wants to say something.
Well, sorry about that. I think my internet broke out right when I think a question might have been attributed to me. I don't know what I missed.
No, don't worry, Gael. I was just saying if you want to share something about the process that we've been going.
Oh, okay. Well, if time allows, perhaps maybe 1 minute to, elaborate and just add a bit to what Andrea said. But Andrea has said the bulk of it. So basically, the entire strategy is to develop a data-driven approach. Now, before my internet broke, Yan was asking if the content calendar can be made available to everybody. And definitely, of course. I mean, based on these clusters that were done, for the customer-facing teams, notably the event circle, the dev outreach circle, and the marketing circle. Right, we're supposed to have this bigger content calendar that would feature all the posts or activities being planned by these 3 circles together. Now, of course, our marketing circle content calendar is going to be sort of like a child or a baby of that bigger content calendar. So definitely our content calendar is going to be made available to the other circles, and specifically the event circle and the dev outreach circle. And together, when we start to plan ahead, perhaps maybe 3 months ahead or a month ahead or 2 months ahead, that bigger content calendar that we'll have for the 3 circles initiative is going to feed our content calendar. Now, as I was saying, back to the data-driven approach, the whole approach is to use the analytic circles work to gather the data and see where we are improving and where we're not. The highlight for us right now is to begin to engage people more, because we realize that the bulk of our content is drawn inward, sort of like an inward marketing, right? We're creating a lot of content for the community, showing people how to create profiles, how to do this, how to do that. So, we're not driving our marketing initiatives towards the community at large. So right now, we're trying to create posts to start to engage the community at large a lot more. So we can start to drive comments, we can start to drive shares, so that we can increase our reach, right? So that's the bulk of the strategy. And I think Andrea has already brushed up on all of that. That's it for me. Thanks.
For me, it's a perfect answer.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Edwin, I saw you stretching, just warming up. How did you know I was calling you? How did you know I was going to call you? Something must have told you. So I'm glad you are ready. All right. So do you want to share screen or do you want
No.
to
Be my guest.
share?
Share it for me.
All right. Thank you. And then we go to IT. Where are you? Okay. Good.
Okay. Yeah. So for the IT circle, I mean, our first task was our responsibility was growing. So we brought in a new member, Ebenezer. I'm sure he's online. So we are expanding. We introduced into our tools, and I mean, we hope to add a couple, two more people to the circle, but that will be for later. Then we brought him purposely, I mean, because we had a lot of documentation to do. So in this month, one of our major milestones was to document on all the tools that we deployed. We're lacking in documentation for that. So we covered most of the documentation this month. Yeah, and we've uploaded some of them on the, what do you call it, our Gitbook. As usual, we are still in the supporting business. We support all circles across board in terms of tooling, in terms of issues, permissions, you name it. So we do this virtually every day. Let's go to the last one. I scroll down. Yeah, so our last was, I mean, as usual, one of our mandates is to maintain the system, is to make sure we never get a downtime, is to look for security loopholes, is to patch systems and across all our tools to do backups and etc. So with that, we fulfilled. So basically, that's what we've been up to this month.
Thank you. So brief, so nice. Okay. Any questions for the IT circle? Okay. No question. IT circle. Big thumbs up for you. So right now we need some sugar and some spice. Do we have the onboarding circle in the room?
Yeah.
Good. All right. I'm sharing screen for you. I suppose that's Sukri, right?
No, this is Arabella.
Oh, nice. So would you like to introduce yourself a little and then go on to present? So it's double presentation for you.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Arabella. I joined Onboarding Circle a month ago, and I'm excited to be here.
Lovely. Please go ahead. Thank you,
Okay.
Arabella.
So, first of all, Deepfunding Circle, the Onboarding Circle have been up to onboarding insights to a community engagement. That is firstly, onboarding processing analysis. In the earlier days of our circle, we took time to explore how onboarding was already happening in different Deepfunding circle. To make this easier, we use a Mario board to visually map it all out. After the exercise, we created a short summary highlighting how onboarding is currently done and offered some helpful suggestions. Very soon, we will share this with the other circles so we can all learn and improve together. Secondly, UX research and testing. Back in March, we teamed up with the data analytic circle to test how easy or difficult it is to submit a proposal on Deepfunding website. Just this month, we ran 3 more user tests with both first-timers and people who have submitted proposal already. The insights from this section are being passed on to the data team. We will run them into the full reports and work on to improve experience based on what we found. Thirdly, Deepfunding circle recruitment process. One challenge we notice is that the process of recruiting new members into the circle has not been very clear. So we have drafted a set of guidelines to help manage application better. This will be shared in our next all-circle meeting, and ideas to make this collaborative process going forward. Finally, we have the Deepfunding community engagement. We noticed there are some gaps in our Deepfunding community connect. So we took time to reflect and come up with a few practical solutions. The goal here is to grow stronger, more engaged community, like World Fan Base. We are planning to work closely with both marketing and event circle to bring this idea to life. That is all for June, and thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Arabella. That was very nicely presented. To be honest, way better than Edwin's own. because I mean, I was hoping you would just end saying, so this is Arabella Yamsen reporting for the onboarding circle. Thank you. It was so nicely done. Edwin, don't mind me, I'm just kidding. Okay, thank you. Any question for the onboarding circle? Okay, so Sucre says awesome. You see, I was right? Anyway, nobody said awesome for you. So I mean, from the data standpoint, I'm right. You know, if you flog data enough, it will say what you want it to say. So this is what I choose to make data say for me to support my claim. Abdul, no. I'm just Edwin. I mean, I can get away with it with Edwin. Paulo, I see your answer.
Yeah. Just to be clear with everyone here in the onboarding circle, everyone, please, you have to onboard yourself, your own people. Huh? We are losing people in the regular circle for another circles, and I don't like it. we are losing people to IT, to onboarding, to every circle. So guys, please onboard yourself, your own guys. bring new people, and leave the old with that. Okay, it's only a joke, guys. I'm happy you have a job for everyone.
Thank you, Paulo. Thank you. Okay, so we just had a beautiful voice, so I guess it's time to go to the not so beautiful voices. So documentation work group. Please make sure it is not a female presenting for you, because I already promised the audience a gruffy voice. So Oliko, oh, thank you, Oliko, thank you. I promised the audience a gruffy voice. They have to get it.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. Good to be here. Yeah, so last month, we were successfully able to complete a proof of concept demonstration that content from Google Docs can automatically be extracted, converted to Markdown, pushed to GitHub, and deployed via MKDocs. So it's like a milestone that we've achieved in solving one of the problem statements of the documentation work group when it was founded. That's to make the process of keeping documentation up to date as simple as possible, so that it encourages keeping documentation up to date. So just like we said, the POC has been successfully completed. It works. It's very possible to have content on Google Docs and build a system that can automatically update content hosted elsewhere. So the POC can also be tweaked in many ways. You can also use it to extract content from existing documentation resources to save them on Google Docs. Anyhow you want to look at it, I'm sure it can be done. So the next step right now is for us in the circle to make use of the POC, as basic as it is, in our operations, just to streamline it a little bit. That's to like help ourselves in publishing existing documentation. So that way we will then actually see other use cases that can come out of it. Then the next action step is what next? It's the question of what next to be thrown open to the community. How will such a tool benefit us? If the community decides that it's worth following up, like, okay, who is in charge of this process? Does the documentation circle or work group continue building on it? Does it get transferred to a system like the labs, the Deepfunding labs that was just created? Those kind of questions are what is left right now. So the action steps on this, we're going to continue using the tool to refine the process of updating documentation. Then the question of what next happens for such an idea, such an initiative. So I've put the GitHub repository to where I created the POC, basically. It's in Python. Anyone can check it out. If you have any contribution or question, let's just go over it. Yeah, thank you very much. That's our first point. Then the second point is creating our process documentation, basically. So following the initiative to formalize the creation and structure of circles, the documentation circle has begun documenting its own transition from a work group into a full circle. This process document outlines the evolution, responsibilities, and frameworks adopted by the circle, and it will serve like a reference for historical context and a guide for future circle formations. Yep, so that's it for us for last month. Thank you.
Thank you, Anthony. I did order the Gruffy voice and you delivered brilliantly well. Thank you so much. Any questions for documentation work group? Is somebody speaking? I do not see any hands. Okay, thank you so much, Anthony. Good work there. So my question, which is basically just simple, is now that this is ready, right? How do you have any process or any plan to get these circles using this, right? Because I think what's also important with a tool being created is also if the tool is used, right? So so do you have any plans to get the circles or the coordinators or whoever in on actively using this, testing this, and then maybe some feedback is also good for your work, right?
Yeah, exactly. So luckily
you're breaking, or is it from my end?
The work group are made up
Anthony,
of
you're
people
breaking.
from different circles.
Anthony, try saying, can you hear me? That would be clear.
So the way we're going about it right now is
Anthony, we can't hear you. Okay, this is Anthony.
How about now?
Try saying, can you hear me? We usually hear that one. I think the system always allows that to go through. Anthony? Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Oh. All right. So we can. No, it's still very muffled. still very muffled. So so yeah, we have to, you have to come back to answer that question. We are not allowing you to escape it. Just to be sure that you're not doing it intentionally. We're still going to have you come back and answer the question. Okay, so we have to end this call. I mean, at some point with a very gruffy, not so fine voice. So we have to quickly expand all the beautiful voices. So Andrea, are you ready to go for dev outreach? Ubio is in transit, so Ubio may not be able to speak. I'm not even sure he's on the call. So
yeah,
but Andrea will present on behalf of dev outreach. So can you see my screen now?
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. For the Dev Outreach, so we have 5 finalists that we are announcing today. So after several months and discussions with the team, we have been able to come to a conclusion on the winners of the hackathon. These are the finalists. They are still they still have to go through another process, which is onboarding their service to the marketplace. So the 5 finalists that we have are Cyber Harmony, Lumami, Cody, Team Spark, Team XYZ. So we had 4 problem statements that you can find on the community website, but could only get winners for 3 problem statements. We also didn't get 10 winners as we promised, but we have 5, and this is because we focus on the threshold and not necessarily on the numbers and projects below 60%. So those were not accepted, and that's the reason we only have 5 finalists. Thank you. So unlike other hackathons, we instilled the onboarding as a core part of the requirement for this challenge. As a result, all winners will have to onboard the projects, what I said before, to receive their prize. So we've been preparing some people to help others onboarding their projects, and that is the onboarding team that belongs to the Dev Outreach. So that's the second stage, and that's what's next. But we will be announcing the next steps soon. For now, we only have these finalists, and they will be announced. They will receive a message, and they will know what are the next steps. The third point is recruitment. Okay, so now we have split the team into 2. Judith and myself are currently handling the recruitment of the new people that we need in the team. So we are looking for 2 roles. One is the outreach role. We need someone with marketing background and a little of technical background too, to understand what's the Dev Outreach about. And the other role is completely technical. And Ubio, Ron, and Riyad are going to interview this person for the technical aspect, as Judith and myself will interview and select the other role. We have came to this conclusion because last time everything worked perfectly, but this time we faced some challenges when trying to work out all the work between the AI for Peace ideation challenge and the hackathon. So at some point everything was too much, and we decided that we need more people. So it was a little stalled due to challenges like having access to on-time applications, but the process have been made better now. Yeah, we had some problems with the form that we extracted from the website, but actually Oscar helped us with the list. So now everything has been resolved. So this is everything for the dev outreach. Are there any questions?
Okay. Andrea, I think you scared everybody, so everybody's afraid to ask you a question. Promise not to do anything to anyone who asks a question. Do you promise? Can we ask questions?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, thank you, Andrea. So we just go right to operations circle report. I mean, I saw Anthony coming in. Anthony, do you want to try again?
Yeah,
Okay.
I could hear you clearly, but you could not hear me. So to answer your question directly, we plan to use the tool ourselves to migrate existing documentation. And in the process, since our members are made up of circle members themselves, and they will handle their own circles information, that way, that member gets to use the tool for their circles documentation. And in the process, bring it into their circle by themselves. Take, for instance, if you were in our work group, you would probably be handling documentation for the event circle or whichever circle you belong to. So in that process, you get to understand the tool and see how understand how to better use it, the multiple use cases, and how best to like maximize the goal or whatever of keeping your circles information up to date. So in that process, that's how we plan to like roll it out and see if it's actually worth a trial. Yeah.
Okay, so from what you said, does it mean you have the people in the work group cut across all the circles in the...
No, not across all. Not across all for now. Just some.
Okay, okay, because I was, so the question is, we have a tool or we have a process, a tool and a process now, and then it'd be nice to get feedback, usage and feedback from people within the community, right? And I was asking if there's, if you have plans or thoughts concerning that already.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Yeah, so we plan to use it first of all, just to gauge the effectiveness in solving the initial problem of making the whole process easy. So, and we ourselves are members of circles. So that's how we plan to roll it out.
Okay.
By us using it first, then taking it to the individual circles.
Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you. That makes sense. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you, Andrea, for your time.
Okay. So I will just share screen and then we can share for operations circle. All right, so we have 5 points to report. So we had a new member join the operations circle. Her name is Ugochi. She is the product owner for the community portal. And some of us have met her in terms of circle coordinators. She's begun good work with the marketing circle. And then she's working on a whole lot of things concerning content for the website, building a culture of sharing on our website, building a culture of using our community portal as a single source of truth. So she's annual of that, and we are very, very happy to have her. She's a very wonderful addition to the community. She wanted to join so that she would say hello, but I'm not sure I saw her entering, so hopefully you'll meet her some other time. Point two, so this is, so we started trying to improve the process of onboarding people into the community, into the All Circles community. Sometimes you don't know who is who. Sometimes we don't know if people are, if they are new, if they're active, if they are not active. You know, we don't know all of that. And then before, we didn't have any particular process about how to get people onboarded into the operations of the All Circles. And so we updated the form that we were using, and then we shared those. But now we're also working on a whole mapping and a whole process, because it's not just that people join circles. Sometimes people become coordinators. Sometimes people change from circles, you know, and this should also have direct and immediate, you know, changes to access to tools, to circles, to memberships, you know, and things like that. So we are working on that as it goes. And then we also started working on our general operations and support, creating key documentations. You know, one of the things that we had to do this past month is trying to stop having land battle with the IT circle. This belongs to us, this belongs to you, this belongs to us. I'm just kidding. Anyways, so sometimes people don't know if a particular issue is supposed to be handled by the IT circle, or if it should be handled by the operation circle. Sometimes we didn't even know, right? And so we had to do that. And then so now it's quite easily differentiated. And then we have IT support channel, and then we have operations support channel, right? And then any tool that was created and being used by IT circle, IT will support on regard for that. When it comes to other tools and payments and identity or operational tools, like, you know, being in Mattermost, you having to use the computer website, having to maybe post or check something of the profile, access to wallet changes, payment, you know, support like that would come to the operations circle. And then we also executed the phase 1 of the DF Communications Framework document, where the whole, I mean, we shared, I don't want to have to go all over that again because of time, you know, but now coordinators are able to have monthly calls with the Deepfunding staff. And then clusters are also able to have calls with the Deepfunding staff. And then coordinators are also, you know, begin to also collaborate better. And so the three marketing circles, the outreach circles, you know, it's been in existence and they've been doing well. And then now we have the operations cluster, and then now we have the governance cluster. And then so the clusters call happened. And so that's a good thing. That's why it's an event. And it's also an improvement in how we do things in the Deepfunding community. And then finally, we believe that the operations circle, we should be so efficient and so effective and so excellent that you don't know that we exist, right? Because I mean, if your car was really nice, it makes less sound, right? It's, you know, so we're trying to work like a well-oiled machine. You don't even know we exist, right? That's our goal. Every time you need to come and complain and have something to resolve, then you will know we exist because you have visuals, right? So, but sometimes it's better to see the problems ahead and then solve them before it even becomes a problem. So we are doing that, and then we have, I mean, quite a number of things ongoing just to make sure that things are easy, and then that issues or challenges are resolved with time if they ever, you know, occur. And that would be it for the operations circle. Thank you for listening. Any question for the operations circle? Okay, so I guess Priska Bright, you guys.
A little addition, just an addition to the operation stuff. It's not per se like an update. It's, yeah, maybe it's an update. I think it's an update. So we should start preparing for half-yearly reports and all this kind of stuff. And a little in a little time, Ayo will be reaching out to everybody. He bugs everybody, so he's going to bug everybody, especially the coordinators, with their half-yearly report templates. So we should be getting prepared to fill that in, and then there's going to be metrics sent to you to populate as well, and then the budget thingy and all this kind of stuff. So yeah, he's going to be reaching out to all coordinators, and we expect that all circles should maybe join their hands and work on their reports and all this kind of stuff. And we are planning to have this half-yearly meeting or retrospective meeting by August. The date is not fixed yet. Sorry, July. Sorry, July. The date is not fixed yet. But yeah, we will communicate when there is a date. So yeah, so that's just like the last thing.
Thank you. Love, please go ahead.
Okay, I remember you said something about how you guys are trying to separate operations from IT, right? So I do have a question, just wanted to clarify. So like for example, I created a task on open projects, which last I checked, I think the IT is in charge of that, right? So the tax got audited, but then the bot returned it because I didn't log it in well. Then when I did log it in well and it was audited, the tax got archived. But then somehow I didn't get paid that week. At that moment, I was confused if I should actually reach out to the IT or if I should reach out to the operations. What do you recommend in that kind of situation?
Well, the IT circle, they are our daughter. So, Henry, you're not getting rid of me so soon. So yeah, I mean, there's always going to be some overlap because obviously circles don't work in silos, right? And there's no harm in asking anyone. Sometimes we redirect to Edwin, sometimes we redirect to IT circle, so no issues at all. For this specific example, if it was audited and it was archived, I mean, Edwin will speak to it, but if it was audited and archived, that means that everything is fine from the open project point of view, right? So it then means that the bulk falls on the operation circles table to help you track the payments for that task that was, audited and archived. So yeah, Edwin, you would like to say something?
No, I mean, that's perfect. If what do we call it? If the tax is archived, meaning I did my job, operations didn't do their job.
All right,
Yeah.
thank you.
I should have known you would come for me. I shouldn't have given you the opportunity to talk, but that's okay. All right, thank you, Edwin, and thank you, Love, for the question. All right, I think we have some updates from Deepfunding, who has now changed his name to Jan Hollins. All right, Jan, please go ahead.
Yeah, I'll start off, Ayo, commenting on Ugochi being product owner. She is. At the same time, she is focused mostly on content. And we also have onboarded another person called Seth, who is also kind of a product owner, but a little bit more on the function and UX side. So I think together they will do a great job. Also helped with by Marcelo in the community product development team. It's not an official circle. So maybe the three of them will make perfect product owner. So that as a kind of an aside, maybe also interesting here is that Gochi is part of operations. Marcelo is also on the community team, is part of the marketing circle. And we haven't yet decided, I think, Rafael, about Seth, where he would land, but it might just be the development outreach circle. Then we have all marketing circles represented by somebody also in the community development team. But I don't think that decision has been made by our master and chief in command, Rafael.
Actually, SNET is allocated in the dev outreach. We discussed this last week.
All right,
Yeah.
it's been done. I thought it was still floating a little bit, but great, it's been done. Yeah, and then there's another announcement I have to make, and I do that reluctantly. I don't like it, but you know, we've seen a lot of circles come to bloom and being started. Well, there are also circles that stop. And actually, it's also an important feature of our program that circles might come to into existence, but at some point might also stop when they're not relevant or when there's better opportunities or whatever. In this case, I have to be honest that the reason I would say it's about a focus group. Maybe you heard about it. We're still in the process of completing it. But the focus group has basically ceased to exist. I would argue, I would say that the main reason is not so much because we felt that we didn't need a focus group anymore. It's more a communication, an insurmountable communication issue. So yeah, that being as it is, on the other side, you could argue they have been commissioned for 2 years. They've done a lot of positive and good work. They've steered me in a good direction from time to time. So I'm very grateful for all the work that they have been doing. But maybe after 2 years, it's also not the end of the world, and we can find a new solution with a fresh start. So I'm not in a particular hurry to reboot the focus group. The direction I'm thinking of right now is we have these 4 clusters. And maybe each of these 4 clusters could take could take a perspective and be kind of a focus group in itself for that particular perspective, being marketing, operations and review circle, product and biz dev, and decision making and governance. So if I would frame this really positively, which I am not, but if I wanted to, then I could say that we're decentralizing the focus group in a sense. But yeah, it's a pity it ended like it did, but it's the reality of life. I love every single member and respect every single member of the focus group equally, and that's no lie. I'm absolutely truthful there. It just sometimes happens that things or people are not as compatible as you would like them to. So yeah, that's my main statement of today. Probably there are a lot of things cooking in Deepfunding, a lot of new things we're working on, but I don't have them listed right now. Maybe it's also not the perfect moment, but yeah, I'll promise you I'll have more updates next time. Maybe Rafael has some.
Yeah, as updates on our side, we started the communications framework with the meetings, well, the cluster meetings that we already had, very good ones, where the circles were able to connect more into common goals, and also the circle meetings with the coordinators, where we are able to align even further in what we are doing together. So yeah, really good. For today, I have two blog posts that shows a vision that we as Deepfunding are having on the knowledge management, and also the creation of another blog post that emphasizing more direction on the creation of circles and how it should be. So it's going to be released probably by the end of the day today, and you will have more information on this really interesting stuff that's happening.
Can I use,
Okay,
I'm not sure if I should use this situation for it, but can I make a very small practical request, Rafael? I have a lot of meetings in my agenda now from the new framework, but it's hard sometimes to see which meeting is from the framework, which is other, etc. Could we have some prefix for the circle meetings and some prefix for the cluster meetings? And I keep thinking when I hear cluster meetings, either cluster fuck or cluster headache, but this is really a very positive thing. But that's just my mind. Yeah, so just and the reason I'm not doing this, I would have mentioned this to you one-on-one, but if you are changing it, then at least now everybody knows why and is prepared for that. So that's why I thought I just mentioned it right here.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
But it's up to you. It's up to you to make the final decision. All right,
so,
that's it. Thank you.
Rafael, you will let me know your decision and then the prefixes.
Sure, sure. Thank you, Anne.
All right. Thank you, Ian. Okay, so any last questions, words? While I'm waiting for any of that, I would like to say, please remember to follow all Deepfunding social media profiles. Follow on LinkedIn, subscribe, follow on Twitter. Don't let Ian discourage you from following us on Twitter. Sorry, Ian, sorry, I just have to say that. Please follow us on all social media, join the Telegram channel, subscribe to our YouTube channel, all right? The Market Circle is doing wonderful work. You have to agree. And let's support, all right? Let's support. This is home. We should have home advantage first of all, right? We have good numbers here, and then you should show. And then sometimes randomly go to our social media and just comment, right? Just share, you know. And there's no harm in also sharing your experience with the community. That helps people to, you know, can pick curiosity in a very good way. And people can be interested, and you never can tell, right? So please, let's do that. Thank you so much. I was hoping this would be 2 hours call so that I can impress Rafael, but it's 1.5 hours. I guess I only get to impress Ian. All right, so thank you very much, everybody. Thank you so much. It's been such a pleasure and honor to host you guys. So I'll see you next week at the town hall. Yes, Thursday next week. We're having a town hall. Bye, guys. Bye.
Thank you, Ayu. Bye-bye, guys. Thank you all.
Bye, everyone.
Edwin, I was not saying bye-bye to you, just you. Just not to you, to everybody else.
Bye-bye, everyone.
All right, bye.